Dragons Rising merged all 16 realms, and currently as of Dragons Rising Season 4, we have gotten 7 sets representing some of the lands the ninja have come across in their adventures. Today, I wanted to rank all 7 to see which ones did justice to these grand adventures the most. A minor disclaimer is that none of the Ninjago city sets count since they were only Dragons Rising sets in name and not much else. The Dragonian Storm Village and Ninja Vehicle Treehouse battle were both fighting for 7th and 6th place. It was incredibly challenging to figure out which one to put higher. Both of them price-wise are on the higher side for the builds you get, but both of them also sweeten the pot with some exclusive figures like Moro and Storm Zane or Euphrasia and Jay. Not to mention the other figures are also stellar in both. The Dragonian Storm Village could have went 2 routes, either give us a smaller build that had a more solid shape like the builds in Gamers Market, or stretch it out to the point where visually it's not as solid, but you absolutely maximize what you can actually do with the set, like have a jail cell, a rope to swing on, a literal trapdoor with dungeon, weapon rack, and spinning tornado. I can respect the designer a lot for giving us so much to play with so little parts. On the other hand, the Ninja Vehicle Treehouse battle also prioritizes play. They split the budget into 3 parts with a bike for Kai and helicopter for Zane, which are at really fun scales to play with. The treehouse itself is also visually more recognizable and just as playable with a rotating bridge, falling logs, vines to swing on, a turret, workshop, and area to relax with some tea, making for a charming and fun setting. Ultimately, I put this one in 7th and the Storm Village in 6th, mainly because there's more play value per dollar in having an uphill battle for the ninja versus a fairly easy fight unless you really use your imagination. In 5th, we have the Dragonstone Shrine. Originally, I didn't feel great paying $120 for this because it was a fairly compact build that's pulling off some beautiful shaping with the dragon that is quite part intensive. But putting my personal view aside, I can see someone feeling like $120 was fine for this, considering it has a gorgeous waterfall with stepping stones to parkour over, a library of scrolls, a tea room that you can push a book on to reveal an evil ancient book, a grand cherry blossom wrapping around the rocks, and a platform balancing feature you can use to train on or use against an enemy, which adds so much whether you're playing or displaying. Over time, I realized there's a much bigger problem with the figures though. We get a really nice exclusive Master Wu and our first exclusive Euphrasia, and then the Roz and Master Lloyd are also really sweet to get. However, the Kai and Nia figures are the Season 1 outfits with the headband piece on, which I understand may be inaccurate to match the more chill vibe of the scene, but for context, this set came between 2 waves where ninja outfit distribution was already pretty bad. All the climber outfits and tournament outfits had a $50 minimum to even start collecting them, with many being exclusive to even bigger sets. And the mech pilot suits were almost mostly exclusive, albeit they came in cheap sets. Or even if you want to keep all that exclusive, at least give us the complete Season 1 outfits with the hoods and headbands as an alternative, since Nia is a little rare anyways. My point is that anything would have been better than these 2 incomplete ninja suits to give fans more chances to get the ninja outfits they want naturally. The tournament outfits would have made the most sense since Master Lloyd is here and this location was the entrance to Tournament Temple City, and the suits work just as well to capture that chill vibe they were going for with the original choices, but the climber outfits would have worked just as fine since we have a scene with this during the Blood Moon arc as well, and the Roz included in this set is from that arc. So yeah, I'm not the person who lets figures dictate a set's value more than it really should, but for $120 to already not come with that many figures, but then also 2 of them are such throwaways for what's marketed as this premium display oriented set, it honestly can't compete with the other stellar entries on this list. I get keeping figures exclusive for sales and all, you gotta do what you gotta do, but this is a little too much, right? In 4th, we have Tournament Battle Arena. I'm really glad LEGO provided a way for kids to represent the City of Temples without having to buy a $250 set. For those who do have both though, you can connect these 2 to make an even larger tournament. And I have a little bit of a weak spot for cross compatibility in LEGO sets. For just $10 more than the Storm Village, you get 3 instead of 2 exclusive figures being Tox and an awesome dark suit for Jay, then a Tournament Sora, Tournament Kai, and Wolf Mask Warrior with those awesome power-up hands, and all of these are still rare, considering the cheapest you'd have to pay for anyone here is $90, with Kai only coming in a $150 set. Now you would think if the Dragonian Storm Village was that skeletal, since it was $40 and came with 2 exclusive figures adding up to 5 in total, wouldn't the Battle Arena be the same since it has 3 exclusive figures adding up to 6 in total? The answer is a resounding no. The location is very fleshed out. You got a weapon rack to choose from, a really well sculpted master statue setting the scene, and you can send people sliding down the staircase. There's a ceremonial drum to signify the beginnings of the rounds that can go crashing down if the main platform's fighting gets a little too crazy. In third place, we have the Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores. I feel like this one does everything Dragonstone Shrine tried to do, but a little better. It really depends on if you like rocks or trees more. I have a bias towards the World Forest and the temple as an intriguing part of the show, so that's mostly why I prefer the larger than life autumn tree growing in and out of the very elegant old temple. Oh, and it's $25 cheaper. $95 is an awesome price for what you get with figures that are also way better, since you get 3 ninja in their complete outfits, Roz, Empress Beatrix, and an exclusive temple spirit. It also plays better with a falling branch, a ghostly well that I use to represent where Aaron found his elixir sometimes, ropes to parkour up, falling energy barrels that go into a very accessible library, ghost launcher, collapsing bridge from a crazy height by the way, which gets you to imagine some really dramatic action scenes, a bell you can hit, and an extra shrine with this golden blade for even more imaginative play scenarios. Second, we have Tournament Temple City. This is one of my favorite Ninjago location builds of all time. I fell in love with it because it's not just a temple, they actually get you to build the whole mountain with trees and caverns. Roby, Blecht, Mr. Pale, and the Temple Guard are all some very appropriate exclusive characters that I'm happy to have, although maybe one more of the Temple Guards would have been much appreciated. This set comes with all of Roz's team and the entire Tournament of Sources ninja team, minus Sora, Kai, Cinder, and Evil J, which you can get with the Battle Arena, which is an okay ask I think considering these sets do go together. And then this blacksmith character is whatever. She serves to populate the blacksmith shop with its awesome water wheel that can simulate fights and sharpen blades at the same time. It doesn't end there because it has a neat little trough that's guiding a gentle stream. You can take it off to reveal a bed with a Ninjago trading card for ZXJ, and the bottom floor has a grindstone and some leather armor. There's a secret path as well leading into the caverns that has a fire pit to heat up some food on one side, alongside a statue of Lily and a shrine referencing Cole's Titan Dragon mech, which is a surprisingly smaller plot detail that you usually don't see in Ninjago sets. Usually the sets are way into late production before stuff like that in the show is usually finalized. The temple continues to provide more value with a stand for the very important elemental cup, 2 sleeping mats with areas to train on the second floor, and a room for Blecht and Roby to conduct business on the final floor. There's a little outhouse as we go lower, which I'm so glad exists because without it, this set wouldn't really feel like a town. The house also being raised actually makes this balcony a cool point to put figures on, even adding these stilts, which makes it so much more immersive. There's even a place to rock climb if you want to sneak up. There's a bridge here that you can roll a boulder down. It's impressive that this side has such little stress when I pick it up, even though it's only connected by a bridge. At the entrance, you got this beautiful gate, a pier to fish on, and a crane that you can change the angle on, as well as reel things in, like this crate with waffles inside. There's also a hidden actuator in the back you can push to explode a rock face and reveal a blade, or a lantern you can push to send some sharp spikes falling down. Both of which really inspire some cool tournament scenarios to be had here, which is further enhanced by how accessible and open a lot of this temple is, to be able to actually play on it and inside despite it having so many intricate plant details, architecture, and layers. As much as I personally love Tournament Temple City, from a more unbiased perspective, I have no hesitation in putting Wolfmask Shadow Dojo first, which is just chef's kiss on all fronts and the only set that is a must-have on this list. And I don't say that lightly, I really do think this is an essential set for any Dragons Rising set collector, given the value and idea behind it, as well as how integral it is to the main villain of Dragons Rising. Figures wise, Climber Nia, Zane, and Lloyd are all exclusive to this set and are such premium figures thanks to those dual molded Climber armors. Then Kai's a great one to get. You get all the named Blood Moon arc villains, and then one normal Wolfmask warrior, which I'm always happy to take as many as I can get to army build. The set itself is my favorite kind of balance between play and display. There's a training mat you can fight your figures on with the gong in the middle to either hit and power up a shatter spin attack or accidentally trigger a boulder falling on you. The left wing has a weapons rack while the right has a tree that you can tie a sneaky ninja up to. The right rocky pillar has has a secret compartment for one of those really interesting blood moon blades. There's a way to parkour up the cliff staying with the whole climbing theme, and the top is cool because similarly to Tournament Temple City, this set also tries to set a scene of a naturally elevated building thanks to the rock pillar and dark tree, which has an area to practice archery. The balcony itself is definitely wide enough to simulate fights on. There's a convenient holder for the mallet of shattering, and then inside it has even more depth, making it very playable to fight your figures around in or just chill and appreciate the decor. They make good use of the limited space on the second floor, if you can even call it that, with these jumpers that can let wolf mask warriors be lookouts or snipers. The very top has the ever so important blood moon, and the graphic art on this print never fails to impress me. The forced perspective on this set is honestly doing a great job at making this feel like it's somewhere far off in the sky. Now to escape, you either fall to your death by moving a tree branch, or you can use these climber hook pieces made for the season and zip away. Which zip lines and sets are probably my number 2 weakness, only second to bridges and large tires probably. Ultimately, a big thing going for it is that it is a large villain set, which we don't really get anymore, and a genre of sets that I love to collect back in the Wild Brain era of Ninjago sets. So that's the reason it's able to be so unique, with a beautiful shaped wolf head, menacing silhouette, and have an interesting color scheme on the sand blue rice paper walls or bright pink roof trims. But I also personally find more incentive to collect villain builds and bases, since they're so integral to represent what any given season is focused on, and are much more fun to play with, since having that uphill battle again helps a lot when you have a bunch of ninja gear already. Thank you for watching this video ranking every single Dragons Rising location and build we've gotten so far. I really can't wait to see all the cool locations we get as we explore more of the merged lands. And as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.